Did you know that by the time you're 80, you might have lost half the muscle you had when you were younger? This condition is called sarcopenia. It affects over 50 million older adults worldwide and causes many problems. Weak muscles lead to falls, sending more than 300,000 elderly people to the hospital each year. But here's the surprising news. The Journal of Physiology reports that severe muscle loss isn't inevitable as we age. Some people in their 70s have the strength and appearance of much younger individuals. While many of their peers struggle with basic tasks like getting out of a chair, these remarkable seniors stay independent into their 90s. They often outperform people half their age on strength tests and continue enjoying activities like mountain climbing and sports. What's their secret? Research from the Mayo Clinic has found answers, but 93% of seniors don't know what habits can delay or even reverse age-related muscle loss. Most doctors don't tell their elderly patients about the most important habits that can help them regain muscle mass in their 70s and 80s. In fact, according to Harvard Medical School researchers, what science has proven to be crucial for preserving strength as we age sometimes contradicts common medical advice. Let's explore the 7 key habits that help some seniors maintain incredible strength well into old age. The most important habit for maintaining strength as you age is what Tufts University experts call the most powerful anti-aging drug ever discovered: resistance training that builds over time. This isn't just any exercise. Super strong seniors use targeted resistance training to fight muscle loss. The key principle is use it or lose it, but with an important addition. You must gradually challenge your muscles more over time. Simply walking or doing water aerobics isn't enough to maintain muscle mass after age 60. How do strong seniors approach resistance training differently? First, they focus on intensity rather than duration. Research from McMaster University found that 2 weeks of high-intensity resistance training, working to the point where you can't do another repetition with good form, builds more muscle in seniors than 5 weeks of moderate exercise. This muscle failure triggers protein synthesis for up to 72 hours after exercising. Second, they emphasize compound movements that work multiple muscle groups at once. Modified versions of squats, deadlifts, rows, pushes, and pulls are better than isolated exercises like bicep curls or leg extensions because they create a stronger hormonal response. Third, they use progressive overload, gradually increasing difficulty over time. Using the same weights month after month leads to stagnation because muscles adapt to stress. Strong seniors track their workouts and push to do a little more each time. Fourth, they emphasize the lowering part of exercises, the eccentric phase, which is especially beneficial for older adults. Lowering weights slowly puts more tension on muscles without stressing joints as much. The results can be remarkable. A University of Alabama study found that older adults who started a 12-week progressive resistance training program increased strength by 35% and gained an average of 3.3 pounds of muscle. They also improved cognitive function, bone density, and blood sugar control. The biggest mistake many seniors make is thinking resistance exercise is too risky or not appropriate for them. The real risk lies in not doing resistance training, which leads to further muscle loss and increases the risk of frailty, falls, and loss of independence. If you do just one thing from this article, make it progressive resistance training. Consider working with a trainer at first to ensure correct form, then build up to an intensity that suits your fitness level. Just 2 30-minute sessions per week can dramatically affect how quickly you age. Here's a fact most seniors don't know. When muscles waste away, it's not just about the muscle fibers themselves. Often, the weakest link is the connection between your muscles and your nervous system. Neuromuscular junctions are like power outlets that deliver electricity to your muscles. When these connections degenerate, which happens faster after age 60, no amount of protein or exercise will help your brain communicate with your muscles. Research from the University of Michigan shows that exceptionally strong older adults have much better neuromuscular connections than average seniors. Even better, researchers have identified several ways to preserve or repair these vital connections. First, practice activities that require coordination and precise movement. Studies show that activities like Tai Chi, dancing, tennis, or ping pong enhance brain pathways to muscles better than regular strength training or walking. These activities require your nervous system to recruit muscle fibers in specific patterns. A 2020 study found that older adults who participated in coordination-demanding activities twice weekly preserved neuromuscular connections 31% better than those who just exercised conventionally. Second, consider supplements that support neuromuscular health. Evidence suggests that alpha-lipoic acid and acetyl L-carnitine can prevent oxidative damage to nerve muscle connections. Some forms of vitamin B1, like benfotiamine, and huperzine, found in Chinese club moss, can boost acetylcholine, the main neurotransmitter responsible for muscle activation. Third, practice breathing techniques that stimulate the vagus nerve, which helps regulate neuromuscular transmission. Simple techniques like box breathing, inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4, can increase neural activation of muscles by up to 15% with just 5 minutes daily practice. Finally, engage in mental challenges. A Columbia University study found that older adults' muscle function was better preserved when they regularly participated in challenging cognitive activities. Since the brain and neuromuscular system share many neural pathways, brain training directly benefits the neuromuscular system too. Using these preservation techniques, some seniors maintain strong brain-muscle connections well into their 80s and beyond, allowing them to effectively recruit muscle fibers when needed. While most dietary advice focuses on macronutrients, protein, carbs, and fats, exceptionally strong seniors pay close attention to specific micronutrients that help with protein synthesis and muscle function. These essential nutrients act as facilitators. Without them, no amount of protein or exercise will prevent muscle loss. Magnesium comes first. Researchers at the University of Vermont call it the forgotten electrolyte for muscle health. This mineral is involved in over 300 enzymatic reactions related to muscle function. Yet, more than 70% of older adults lack sufficient amounts. A 2021 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that seniors with adequate magnesium levels had 30% stronger grip strength and much better physical performance than those with even slightly low levels. Strong seniors typically supplement with highly absorbable forms like magnesium glycinate or threonate, and eat magnesium-rich foods like dark leafy greens, nuts, seeds, and dark chocolate. Creatine is next, and it's not just for young bodybuilders. A McMaster University study found that creatine supplementation significantly improved older adults' muscle mass, strength, and cognitive function compared to strength training alone. Taking 3 to 5 grams daily enhances muscle energy production and water content in muscle cells, creating an environment that supports muscle growth. Methylated B12 is crucial but often overlooked. As we age, our ability to absorb B12 decreases due to reduced stomach acid production. Common medications like proton pump inhibitors and metformin further deplete this vital vitamin. B12 deficiency affects both neuronal function and muscle energy generation. Strong seniors typically supplement with the active form, methylcobalamin, rather than the cheaper cyanocobalamin found in most multivitamins. Mineral cofactors like zinc, selenium, and chromium play important roles in protein synthesis and insulin sensitivity, which are essential for nutrient transport to muscle tissue. A Tufts University study found that optimal levels of these trace minerals were associated with 22% better muscle maintenance over 5 years. Rather than taking generic multivitamins, exceptionally strong seniors often get micronutrient testing to identify their unique nutritional gaps and supplement accordingly. What do remarkably strong elderly people have in common? Interestingly, they all maintain low levels of inflammation. Researchers have discovered that inflammaging, chronic low-grade inflammation, is a key factor in muscle deterioration in seniors. This quiet inflammatory process causes muscle protein to break down faster than the body can replace it. Inflammation also blocks the signals that normally promote muscle growth in response to exercise and protein intake. A landmark study from Tufts University found that seniors with the highest inflammatory markers lost muscle 3 times faster than those with the lowest levels, regardless of protein intake or exercise routines. Super strong seniors use several anti-inflammatory strategies that most others overlook. First, they prioritize quality sleep, going to bed at the same time each night and sleeping in a completely dark room. Sleep loss can accelerate muscle wasting by increasing inflammatory cytokines by up to 40%. Second, they pay attention to gut health. New research from the University of California shows that age-related changes in gut bacteria directly cause systemic inflammation. Strong seniors eat diverse plant foods, 30+ types per week, fermented foods with natural probiotics, yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, and various fiber sources daily. Third, they plan their exercise intensity carefully. Regular movement is essential, but seniors should avoid daily intense workouts, as this can increase inflammation. Typical strong seniors exercise at moderate intensity most days, with brief, high-intensity intervals just once or twice weekly. Finally, they regularly consume anti-inflammatory substances like omega-3 fatty acids, 2 to 3 grams daily from fatty fish or supplements, curcumin, turmeric, and polyphenol-rich foods, berries, green tea, extra virgin olive oil. University of California researchers found that age-related shifts in gut bacteria can increase inflammatory markers by up to 29% in just 12 weeks. A simple blood test measuring high-sensitivity C-reactive protein, an HSCRP, can help monitor inflammation. Strong seniors typically maintain levels below 1.0 milligrams per liter, while average seniors have levels 3 to 5 times higher. Did you know that the muscle vitamin is deficient in more than 80% of older adults? Vitamin D deficiency is a silent killer of strength. Vitamin D does more than nourish bones. Harvard University scientists found that vitamin D activates genes involved in muscle building and synthesis. Your cells contain vitamin D receptors that, when triggered, start processes necessary for muscle development and maintenance. A groundbreaking study in JAMA Internal Medicine showed that elderly people with excellent vitamin D levels had 25% greater muscle strength than those with inadequate levels. They also showed markedly better reaction time, coordination, and balance, all crucial for preventing falls. Vitamin D deficiency is defined as levels below 20 nanograms per milliliter, while exceptionally strong seniors almost always have ideal levels above 40 ng per milliliter. Sun exposure becomes less effective as we age because our skin's vitamin D production decreases by 50% between ages 20 and 65. The typical recommended daily amount of 600 IU is inadequate for most seniors. Research suggests most older adults need 2,000 to 4,000 IU daily to reach optimal levels, though this should be customized based on blood testing. Including vitamin D-rich foods like fatty fish, egg yolks, and fortified dairy products helps, along with 15 to 20 minutes of direct midday sun exposure when possible. An important caution: vitamin D supplementation at high doses can lead to arterial calcification without adequate vitamin K2, which is found in fermented foods and certain animal products. K2 helps direct calcium to bones instead of arteries. This often overlooked nutrient interaction could be crucial for success. Consult your doctor for a blood test to determine your vitamin D needs. Then aim to maintain levels above 40 nanograms per milliliter to prevent muscle wasting. While protein quantity is a major concern for seniors, research suggests that protein timing may be even more critical. Scientists refer to the age-related decline in protein utilization as anabolic resistance. A study in the Journal of Nutrition revealed that, contrary to popular belief, seniors shouldn't consume all their protein in one meal, but instead spread it throughout the day. A window for muscle protein synthesis occurs approximately 3 to 4 hours after each meal. Many seniors make the mistake of getting most of their protein at dinner, meaning they miss opportunities throughout the day to build muscle. The best approach: spread meals throughout the day and aim for 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein at each meal. Instead of cereal or toast for breakfast, try eggs, Greek yogurt, or a protein smoothie. Continue this pattern at lunch and dinner with lean meats, fish, dairy, or plant protein sources like lentils and beans. This timing strategy alone can enhance muscle protein synthesis by up to 25%, compared to consuming the same amount of protein in fewer meals. In a 12-week University of Texas study, participants following this method gained an average of 1.2 pounds of muscle without changing any other aspect of their lifestyle. For muscle strength, when you eat protein, matters just as much as how much you eat. One of the most paradoxical things exceptionally strong 80-year-olds do is expose themselves to specific types of stress called hormetic stressors. Hormesis is a phenomenon where substances toxic at high doses have beneficial effects at lower doses. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, particularly for muscles. Studies from the Buck Institute for Research on Aging show that brief exposures to certain stresses trigger cellular defense mechanisms that preserve and even enhance muscle function in people well into their 80s. Temperature variation is the primary hormetic stressor used by superagers. It activates brown fat, increases mitochondrial biogenesis, and triggers adiponectin, a hormone that protects muscle from breakdown. Short cold exposures, like ending showers with 30 to 60 seconds of cold water or brief cold plunges, are beneficial. Saunas and hot tubs work similarly, activating heat shock proteins that protect and repair muscle cells. A Finnish study found that 10 years of regular sauna use, 4 to 7 times weekly, was associated with 40% less muscle loss compared to non-sauna users. Intermittent fasting is the second hormetic stressor. Strong seniors typically restrict their food intake to an 8 to 10 hour window each day to improve muscle quality and stimulate autophagy, cellular cleaning, without causing weight loss. Research from the Salk Institute shows this approach improves mitochondrial function in muscles by up to 10% in just 12 weeks. Brief, powerful muscle contractions are the third hormetic stressor. Overcoming isometrics, where you push or pull against immovable objects with maximum effort for 5 to 10 seconds, is common among strong seniors. These short but intense contractions signal muscle cells to stay large and active without stressing joints. The intermittent nature of these stresses is what makes them effective. They should be brief and followed by adequate recovery time. Properly applied, these controlled stresses activate longevity genes, including FOXOs and sirtuins, which help maintain muscle mass with age. Start gradually with these habits until you build tolerance. You're aiming for gentle, beneficial stress, not overwhelming your system. These 7 research-backed habits explain why some 80-year-olds maintain remarkable muscle strength while others struggle. Pick one habit you can easily implement today, then gradually work up to the others. Investing in your strength and independence today will pay dividends for years to come. The most common mistake seniors make is thinking resistance exercise is too risky or inappropriate for their age. The real danger lies in avoiding it, which leads to further muscle loss and increased risk of frailty and falls. If you do just one thing from this article, make it progressive resistance training. Consider working with a trainer initially to ensure proper form, then gradually build to an appropriate intensity. Just 2 30-minute sessions weekly can dramatically impact how you age. Remember, it's never too late to start building strength that will keep you independent and active for years to come.